I got triggered to come on here, and he said that wearing masks will save 100,000 lives or something like that. And it's like, to me, how long is that going to be? Is it a decade of wearing a mask? To me, it's more important for me to find a wife and get a family than the 10,000, the 100,000, and it really is. I'm gonna be honest, the 100,000 deaths, because the way I look at it is that in a society where freedom is blood bought, it still rings true that freedom is blood bought. No, it's not wearing a mask and participating in the experiment known as capitalism. Well, that goes to show you that when a lot of those billionaires are in Silicon Valley, that live in California, that's dominated by liberal Democrats, the very same state that has like 40% of the nation's homeless, and they do not even give porta potties for them to poop in, but they have to use sidewalks in California to poop on. So he's trying to debate if Trump is for the working guy. Well, let's analyze it. They said that Biden has people voting for him with degrees in education, and that Trump's base is less educated. So I would put the two and two together and say yes, Trump is for the working class. Looking at the amount of money that these globalists are getting from overseas, and their campaign contributions are blowing up. Yeah, I'd have to point out that Trump is for the working guy in America. How many manufacturing jobs are we going to lose, Joe, when you're against oil? Oil powers machinery, Joe. Without rolling blackouts like in your beloved California, that goes on a high percentage of renewable energy that's unreliable. When wind stops blowing and the sun stops shining, you get rolling blackouts. And how can industry be competitive? Let me ask the average woman how many times they've been to the doctor in the last decade. I've been to the doctor, I think, twice in the last decade. Should women pay more? Twice or three times, I'm not sure. Maybe three times, I don't remember. You know, it'd be funny. I'd have somebody drive the General Lee in there and honk the horn.
He came home decorated. He wasn't a loser. He wasn't a sucker. He was a patriot. Just like your sons and daughters, your parents and grandparents. I can't believe it. No wonder 6 generals who worked in his administration left him and said he doesn't deserve to be commander-in-chief of the United States. No president has ever had that happen. Frankly, I've dealt with guys like Trump my whole life, so have you. Guys who look down on you because they have a lot of money. Guys who think they're better than you. Guys who inherit everything in life and then squander it. Guys who stiff electricians and plumbers and contractors working in their hotels and casinos and golf courses. Guys who avoid paying their own taxes they owe because they figure, as he said last time out, it's because he's smart. He's able to...
Who the one? Yeah, hello. I'm interested in you. I get to talk to somebody. Who do I support and what?
I'm sick and tired of smart guys.
Oh, it's cool. That's the first time I've seen a comment come on here, and I'm excited. I want more
Now we find Trump has secret bank.
intellectual debate or talk. It'd be
I
fun.
didn't make that up. That comes right out of the New York Times. Secret bank accounts in China, where he paid 50 times more in taxes in Beijing than he did in the United States of America.
So far, I'm voting for Trump. He has better issues. He has a better economic stance, and a lot of in many different ways. He has a better platform. Who are you supporting?
Who does he owe it to? Why is it? I released 23 years of my tax returns. Why hasn't he released one of his? What in the hell is he hiding? Look, you know, I gotta admit,
But Biden's more handsome. Yeah, I do think that Biden has a wonderful smile. He really does. He has a wonderful smile.
You know, I read that if I got elected president, I'd only be the second guy in this century, in the last century, that in fact didn't go to an Ivy League school. Well, what the hell does that say about my state school I went to? Like it didn't mean I don't belong? My guess is a lot of you felt the same way in your
Who do you
life.
hate?
I say it's about time a state school guy gets to go to the Oval
He
Office.
says, actually, I hate him. Why do you hate him?
Because you know what? If I'm sitting there, you'll be sitting there with
First
me.
time. I'm on YouTube. This is the first time I've got to see any
You
comments.
and I know who
No,
really
you
built
like
this
Trump.
country.
Okay. So you are you
The
just
ones
pro-
in Wall
just
Street,
question? Are you a
the
schizo?
CEOs, the working
You said I hate him.
class people,
I like Trump.
and unions built the middle class. Look, we know we're so much better than this. So
It's a
much
joke.
better. And we can do anything.
Are you a female?
Look,
Pretty?
starts with my plan to
Blonde?
deal with this pandemic responsible. Bring the country together around testing, tracing, masking, social distancing, not politicizing the race for vaccine, but planning for its safe and equitable distribution, providing funding and protective gear for national standards for schools and businesses to open safely, bringing together Republicans and Democrats to deliver relief to working families and schools and businesses. As I've said before, I'm not going to shut down the economy. I'm going to shut down the virus and build the economy.
How do you do that?
Folks,
Well, how do you do that? I want him to go into that one.
it's
That's
all within our
I
power.
want to hear that one.
Build back better than before.
He doesn't want to break down our economy. He wants to build it, but shut down the Rona. Or he didn't say build it, but he wants
You
to.
know, an independent analysis
How do you do the
on
two?
Wall Street of all places, Moody's, a Wall Street firm, projected that my economic plan will create 18.6 million jobs in 4 years, 7 million more than his, and $1 trillion more in economic growth. Look,
Are you guys gonna erase
pretty basic.
when I put this video on? Are you guys gonna take away his comments so it looks like I'm talking to myself? Just a question.
Begin to pay their fair share. It's time working people, middle class people got tax relief. help them buy their first home, pay for the health care premiums, child care, care for their aged loved ones.
He don't know what he's talking
We'll do
about.
more than
Well,
just praise
who
our
is that?
essential workers. We will pay
Oh.
our essential workers.
Who doesn't know what they're talking about? Well, I hate to break it to you, but mankind, we yap about a lot of things, and most of us don't know what the hell we're talking about. We just act like we do. Well, well, Biden is not really cut out to. I don't think he's intellectually sound to be president of the globe right now. I really don't. I mean, in all honesty, I think he gives in. He panders too much to different organizations and different groups. I don't. Well, most people do hide things. Most people do have something to hide.
Pre-existing conditions. I'll protect your Social Security, Medicare. And if I keep going, you're going to freeze your fingers off.
No, it's worth it, Biden. Keep yapping. You're running for president, not a Girl Scout troop leader. You have to keep yapping. We have to hear you.
Prevailing wage, rebuilding American manufacturing, and enforcing Buy American plan. Look, every single contract that will go out under my administration that we have put out will have to have products that are made in America. Nothing
That's
else
why I've
than
talked
that.
about a long time ago. We need a total. He's not going to. I don't believe he's going to win either. I don't know.
While we're getting there, man, hang on. Hang on. Here's the deal. Look, we're going to move in a position that we can change a lot. And by the way, let me get something straight here. In coal country, I will not ban fracking, period. I'll protect
Well, that would definitely, if you wanted to ban fracking, that would definitely take you out of any contention to be the president of the United States. Yeah, it would totally take you out. Need Ohio, everywhere from Ohio to Pennsylvania, and yeah. What would be interesting? What would be interesting is to invest in better CO2 catchers. If it from the chimneys of the coal burning plants, I would invest mightily in these plant stacks to be able to be scrubbed, if that's the word, scrubbed, with the smoke that's coming through to go in our atmosphere, for better scrubbers to better purify the smoke that goes into our atmosphere. That's what I would invest heavily in. Because we have 200 and something years of coal in America. Over 200 and something years of coal in America. We're going to use it. We're not going to just stop using it.
You haven't done a damn thing. Our roads, our bridges are crumbling just as climate change is accelerating and more frequent extremes and weather events. Not just wildfires in California and hurricanes along the coast, but here in Luzerne County, with flooding along the Susquehanna. We can do something about it. We've got to come together. Which gets me to the last part of this election. The stakes are high. Barack and I worked hard to earn and win your votes in 2008, 2012. And I tell you what, it wasn't, I thought it was great to see him again out on the trail for me, quite frankly. But I understand why. Some people voted for Donald Trump. They believe him, they weren't seen or being respected or heard. Trump ran around saying he represents the forgotten man, a woman in this country. I get it. But then he got elected and he immediately forgot the forgotten man.
I give him credit because it's cold. He was going to end it. And I said, hey, keep going. He's still going. That's good. I give him credit on that. When you're cold, sometimes you just got to be cold, man. You have to suck it up and yap in politics.
First of all, that's not true. And secondly, what the hell would the president say? I'm not going to do anything for Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, Democratic states. I'm only going to help red states. Where's this guy come from? Look, folks, I don't see the presidents that way. I don't see America that way. This has to change. It'll change with me. You know, you'll be be seen and you're heard and respected by me. Our campaign is a broad coalition. It welcomes Democrats, Republicans, and Independents.
We want to hear issues.
If
No,
elected president,
that's why I'm disappointed. I want to hear issues. The Democrat in
over the
me
United States.
wants to hear programs and different things that'll help bring about and stop the economic woes in the black community. That's what I would like to hear.
Gettysburg to speak. Abraham Lincoln told us a house divided can't stand. Well, folks, today trust is heavy.
Didn't you just say that Abraham Lincoln was racist?
Instead of healing,
Now you're
we ripped
quoting him?
apart. I refuse to let that happen. I'm running as a proud Democrat, but I'll govern as an American president.
So in other words, you're not going to discriminate and come after me if you win and harass me. You're going to end the government harassment to the Yeshua Party? Like when I go to the store, there's not going to be an obstacle, CIA obstacle course to get around without getting in an accident? That's a plus.
So please vote. Get out the vote. Visit iwillvote.com/PA. Return your ballot as soon as possible. And make sure everyone you know does. Folks, you know, I'm more optimistic about America's future than I've been since I've been involved in politics. We're the only country in the world that's come out of every crisis stronger than we
Well,
went in.
I'm not wasting my time because this is my job in Christ Jesus, and politics is my job. So it's research. I don't know. It's kind of they're doing the job, you know. I'd rather be with a beautiful woman, my wife, a wife. I want a wife, you know, in Bermuda, sipping on champagne. I'd rather be doing that, but I'm in Debbie Dingle District.
Nothing beyond our capacity. There's no limit to our future. The only thing that can rip America apart.
Well, do you have a picture? For one night. Well, that sounds good, but the guy upstairs would get mad.
We choose hope over fear, unity over division, science over fiction, and truth over lies. Folks, it's time to stand up and take our democracy back. May God bless you, and may God protect our truth.
Wow.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, at least he stayed out there and braved the cold. You know, he didn't really come with substance. I want him to come with substance about how he can help the oppression and the economic woes. I'm just repeating myself, but anyway, thank you for visiting, man. You win some sort of blessing. You're the first commenter on my YouTube channel and when I did a live, and bless you. I give you my personal blessing, and if you're hot, Dad, he can't do that. What do you mean he can't do that? Kinda. Yeah, give me my personal blessing for it. All right, have a good one, man. I hope I see you again.